Okay. Again, part of our show is we want to try stuff for you guys, and then we want to tell you about the experience. So this one's pretty interesting. I took my two daughters to a Cave Town show. If you guys don't know Cave Town, he's a guy. It's a young man. He's about 18. It's a musical group, and actually, he's really good. It was really fun. He's really talented. Great pop songs. So we go to this place. We go to Talia Hall in Chicago, and it's a great little theater. It's so fun. I've been there a couple times. It's really cool. But we get there, we're having a good time, we're in our seats, and I got the girls their snacks and stuff like that, and I said I need to go to the bathroom, I'll be back. And they're like, okay. So they're in their chairs. So I walk up, and they got a guy who's like patrolling, because we were in the balcony, so he's patrolling the balcony, whatever. And I said, hey brother, where is your bathrooms? And he goes, oh, it's just right around the corner. And I was like, cool, okay, that sounds no problem. And he goes, now, just so you know, sir, it's a gender-neutral bathroom.
He told you that?
Yes.
Like
warned me.
As a warning.
Yeah, like as a warning. And so I'm like, okay, cool. You gotta pee.
Right. Is there a hole in the ground?
Yeah, if there's a tree somewhere, I'll figure it out. But so I'm like, wow, this is interesting, because this has been such a topic of conversation, and so many people have used this as leverage. And in my eyes, the way I felt about it is I did not care. Whatever.
Sure.
You got to go to the bathroom. You got to go to the bathroom. It never bothered me. But this was the first time I was going to have to go and do this. And this is a show. And this bathroom, just so you know, it's massive. They have one on one floor and one on the other, both gender neutral, and probably 20 stalls. So it's big.
Oh,
right?
okay.
It's a big bathroom.
All right.
So I go in there and I get into the stall, and because all they had is stalls, urinals are gone.
Oh,
okay, so that's
makes
cool,
sense, right?
Yeah, I mean,
should be.
So,
was that weird peeing in a stall?
Yeah, really weird. Like just standing in there, it's like tight quarters. Like trying to stand in there.
Try sitting in it.
Right. So you have to go and you have to like worm around the door, just to get in there. Then you're standing there and your shoulders are almost touching the walls. You're like, what is this? So I'm standing there and I'm getting ready to use the restroom, and so Mr. Winkelmeyer's out and is getting ready to do his job, and in walks a lady, and I know because it walked in and it was like high heels, and her feet were pointed the opposite direction than mine. Hers are going this way, and mine are going this way. So I'm like, interesting. Okay, so I start to pee, and she starts to pee, and the wind tunnel starts.
I don't understand this wind tunnel.
The wind tunnel. Ladies, you got to understand the wind tunnel. I don't know what it is either. I'm fascinated by it.
What is a wind tunnel?
I want the next time you're peeing with one of your girlfriends, okay, I want you to stop peeing for a minute and listen to her.
Okay.
Because you'll hear the pee, it'll start going, it'll start coming into the bowl, and then you just hear this and I'm like, what is the wind? Is your PSI that strong? It's just like,
it is. It's
man, it's like a
very healthy stream.
I guess. But at first, I remember, and she can punch me later, but I remember when I first got married and was with Eileen, and first time I heard her go to the bathroom, I like whipped around. I'm like, did she have like an air canister? Like the ones that clean keyboards off? I'm like, holy moly. And so now I just learned that's what it is. I don't know what it is. I don't know why you girls do that. But
I don't either.
I've
never noticed
everyone I've heard since. And then I was with some friends last night, and I brought this story up, and the guy goes, I know. What's the wind tunnel? What is that wind?
I have no idea.
So you need to listen.
I'm going to listen now.
It's insane. It's really wild. Whatever it is, I'm sure it's great, but it's just, I don't know what it is. Guys don't have the wind tunnel. Anyway. So the wind tunnel starts. That wasn't really part of the story.
That's a great part of the story,
observation, right? So I know every guy out there is going, I know! I just never knew what to call it.
And I bet most women are going, wind tunnel? What the hell are you talking about? We're just peeing.
You don't hear it.
No. I've never heard that. I hear pee. That's what I hear.
That's crazy. Okay, so I'm there, and then there's like a grown guy next to me, and he's I'm 39. I think he was probably mid 40s, and so I can hear him in there, and you can tell he's like leaning against the wall. He's just like, and he's grunting. That's what most guys do in the bathroom. They just make noises. It's hilarious. If you ever get to listen now, you probably will. But
no, I will.
It's so great. And so I'm trying not to lose it because I'm listening to both, and I don't care. I can tell he doesn't care. She looks very uncomfortable. I can just tell in the body language of the feet. Like, it's like, I don't think she likes this. Anyway. So then you have to get out of the stalls, and you have to go wash your hands together. So we all get to look at each other.
You got to see the wind tunnel.
You got to see who did that. So if you're in there and you're dropping the deuce and it's like, boof, you know what I mean? You're going to have to face the people. And when it's just a dude, that's one thing. And like I said, this is probably proving that I'm getting old. But anyway, I didn't care. I just thought this is an experience and a half. This is so great. And this is so funny because one of the things I love is uncomfortable comedy. Like, I love things that make everybody cringe. Like, everybody wants to get out of there. I think that's the funniest stuff. And so I am losing it. So anyway, I get out. I go back. And my girls are sitting there, and they're like, I didn't tell them. And they're like, Dad, we have to use the restroom too. Where is it? I go, it's just right out and around the corner. You don't need to ask anybody because I wanted to warn them.
Right.
It's just right out and around the corner. Okay, great, Dad. Cool. So they go, and they come back, and they're wringing their hands like this, and they're peaked white, and they're like almost like sweating, and they sit down, and I go, you girls okay? Dad, it's gender neutral. Yeah, is there a problem with that? No. Because they're like, no. And so, anyway, so it was quite the experience, and you're in there. It is really weird it's going to have to take some adjustment for people to get used to it, right? It is, especially, the sounds and noises are the best. It's just the best. And women don't seem to make any noises when they pee. They just sit there. Guys,
we do.
Girls don't do that. Maybe we can't hear it over the they could carry on a conversation. You wouldn't hear it over the torrent of but but here's the aftermath, and this is what I cannot settle on, and I'm actually having a problem with it because I'm going to take out anything. I think one of the big things that caused a lot of the uproar was the whole transgender thing. Well, if you're saying you're a woman and your biology's a man, I don't want you in a woman bathroom, and on and on and on. And for me, it just makes my head spin. Whatever. It's peeing. Mm-hmm. We gotta pee. Okay, we're not talking. Yeah, we're not talking about dating them. We're not. We're not talking about anything.
I'm not trying to pick somebody up in the bathroom. No. It's just not my place. Sorry.
but so anyway, I've always just kind of been like, whatever. But I did run into something that made me very, very uncomfortable. And then I had a discussion with Eileen, my wife, and she told me what her point was on it too. But my first point was, one thing that I did not was I was in this bathroom, and I am, the like paper thin walls, and there are girls in there that are underage, and they are 12, 13, 14. Okay, so first of all, we'll take aside. We had a discussion. We'll take that aside of of any kind of sexualizing or anything like that. Same with me. I'm 40. I'm married. And I've got 3 daughters. I've got all the ladies in my life.
Right. I don't need any more.
Right. So I'm not in there hitting on anyone in the bathroom. I just need to pee.
Right.
I just need to pee. My prostate needs relief. I just got to pee, man. So I go in there, but I got to thinking when I got out of there, and I'll tell you what led to this thought. When I got out of there, I go, okay, so it was me, a few people, and a couple of these underage girls. What could stop anybody from walking out and going, hey, Mom, he touched me. Hey, Mom, he flirted with me. Hey, Mom, he made a comment about my chest. He made a comment about something. I have no backup on that. And the thing that led me to think that was, I remember a time when I was, and I won't say which daughter it was or anything like that, and nobody will ever be able to pin it back, so if you know me, don't try. But I had one of my daughters, her friend was over, and they were about the age of 12, like 11, 12, 13, somewhere in there. And the little girl needed to go home. And so Eileen goes, hey, can you run her home? She lives a couple blocks away. Yeah, no problem. So she jumps in the car, and we start driving home. And the next thing I know, the little girl scoots over, and she's sitting in the middle seat, and she snuggles up to me, and she goes, hi, Mr. Callahan. I said, I won't say the name. I said, young lady, your seat's right here. You need to scoot back over, okay? Your seat's right over here,
no,
sweetheart.
sorry.
And she didn't. And so luckily it was only about a 3-minute drive. And I dropped her off, and I went home, and I told my wife, that's it.
I won't do that again.
No more. If I'm going to take these young ladies home, you're coming with me. Esther's coming with me.
Right.
I need somebody else with me.
Right.
Esther's one of my daughters. But, one of my daughters, are coming with me.
Right.
Because that is a bad situation waiting to happen.
Yes,
and I'm saying, and not just girls, boys too, anybody. We don't know if somebody might not be 100% mentally stable, somebody who just wants attention, someone who's, I don't know, angry at the world. We don't know why those things happen. And I'm sure it's a very small percentage of somebody who would do that to
Agreed.
you. Okay, it's
very
very
much
small.
so, yes.
So I'm not trying to make a mountain out of a molehill. I'm really not. But that scared me, because what defense do I have? And even if the thing drags to court and I come out totally innocent, I'm sorry, my reputation's shot.
Yeah.
It's shot, man.
People
are going to look at me and be like, well, did he get off on a technicality? Do they not have enough thing?
Right.
What is he really like?
Right.
So that really bothered me. That bothered me,
Never
that
thought
there
of
was
that.
nothing in there to protect me from something like that. There's no, almost like, are we racing to put these things in order before we've even looked at them, before we even know? There's reason that there's laws that separate adults and children. There's
Yes.
reasons.
Yes.
And they're good and they're proper.
Right.
And so, one of the thoughts I had was, if we're going to do that, great. Then there should be an adult gender-neutral bathroom, and there should be a children's adult
agree.
gender-neutral. Because why are you putting me in there?
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to be gross or anything. And of course you're in a stall, but you are in a room with a 12 or 13-year-old child, whether you're man or woman, with your genitals out.
Yeah.
Okay? That felt very inappropriate to me. It just didn't feel right.
And speaking about it feels inappropriate to me.
Doesn't it? Like right now, and that's why I want to have this conversation, because even speaking, it makes me uncomfortable to have this conversation.
Yeah.
But I wanted to bring this out because, again, it was an experience that I had, but I think these are real things that we have to look at. And somebody
think so too.
Somebody has to see what's going on. And I understand that we want equality and we want all these different things and everyone to be accepted, but are we protecting all those people? Are we protecting everybody in that? And that just, I don't know, bothered me a little bit. It just bothered me.
Again, I never looked at it from that point of view.
Yeah.
When you and I were talking about the gender neutral bathroom, my first concern was, well, what if I'm in there by myself and then a man who could very easily overpower 5-foot me comes in after me?
Yeah.
Now, all of my senses are heightened.
Exactly.
And now I'm in full panic mode, even if he is the nicest man in the world and had zero intention of doing anything but relieving his prostate.
Right.
But, as a woman, I think this is a very close personal space that I'm now sharing with one other individual.
Yes.
And that other individual could overpower me,
Agreed.
should they choose to.
And I think it runs into as well that some people feel like, I should be free and open. And we've talked about that. If I, as a woman, if I want to walk around with my shirt off, if a guy's allowed, I should be allowed.
Right.
But you know what else also needs to be respected? The woman who doesn't want to do that, even if it's legal.
Right.
That, like you just said, 'cause that triggered my thought, that's a personal space. For some women, my chest, this is personal to me. And if I don't want to show it off, then I shouldn't feel
have to.
Same thing. If being exposed, even if it's in a bathroom, is a personal feeling, is it okay to force someone to do it that doesn't want to have that happen to them? No matter what gender they are or what, whatever they are. Is that okay to say, sorry, you have to? And another one that popped into my head is, okay, so I'm sending my children to this bathroom. Okay, cool. And the fight was like, I don't want my kids in there with a transgender. Get out of here. Stop with all that bullshit. Stop with it. But my other point goes, okay, so at the door now, are we checking to make sure somebody's not a pedophile? Are we making sure that a pedophile's not coming in and hanging out in the bathroom waiting for a little kid to come in?
Yeah, they're sure not checking for that.
Are we doing that? Oh, we're not?
No.
Okay. So now there's, it's all mixed and who's watching what and who's seeing what. And I don't know. So some of that stuff, I'm not against gender neutral bathrooms. Actually, I think it's hilarious and I have a good time in them because I think it's so funny. But I have to know that my safety is protected, my reputation is protected, and so are my family and friends who have children or themselves are protected going into those situations. I think that's important to think about.
It really is, because I honestly, the only reason I would have even thought of a gender neutral bathroom is specifically for the transgender community, so that they would feel welcome regardless of what bathroom they were in.
Yeah.
But I didn't take into account me being in there.
Right.
Like, I was worried about how they would feel in there. So, yes, of course, I'm for that. Yes. Absolutely. More the merrier. But I never stopped to think of me being in there.
Right.
So maybe it's just a matter of not approving gender neutral bathrooms, but approving regardless of what gender you identify with, you get to go into the bathroom that you identify with.
Yeah. And I think at the same time, too, maybe age appropriate.
And I don't mind the age appropriate thing. I think that's a brilliant idea, to be perfectly honest.
I think sometimes even in trying to do the right thing, we can get caught up and not make a smart decision. I know there's plenty of times where I've made decisions out of a good heart, but I didn't check everything out properly, so it still didn't turn out the way it should.
Yeah.
I understand what they're doing with gender-neutral bathrooms, and I think it's out of a good heart. I think it's out of trying to understand and accept people, but I think we still need to do our research on what is the safest way to protect everybody in those bathrooms.
I agree.
That's just a thought. It was a weird experience, but then my head went down that train of thought.
Hole.
Yeah, and like I said, it's a very small percentage, I'm sure, but I am not willing to risk my reputation, my family life, all those different things over something like that. No way, man.
No.
That's way too high a stakes for me.
No.
So, I don't know. What do you guys think? We started to get a few comments here and there on some of our stuff. Let us know what you think. Maybe I'm not seeing it right. Maybe there's a whole side of it. Maybe I don't know, right? So if you have a comment or you've been through it and you felt the same way or you felt totally opposite, we'd love to hear about it. And maybe you would help me with my point of view.
I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree with a lot of the things you say.
Yeah. See, I agree too. But I'm not trying to, like, at the same time, I don't want to make the same mistake and then don't do them. Forget it.
Right.
That's just on the other side of the ditch.
Exactly.
Where's the middle of the road on this?
There has to be
I
one.
think that's where we have to find it. But that takes work and that takes understanding to find that middle of the road.
I hope the right people are in place and making that happen.
Yeah, me too. I do too.
For the right reasons.
Yeah, me too. So check it out. If you have anything to tell us, ladies, pay attention to the wind tunnel. Let me know that we're right.
I'm telling you, it doesn't exist.